confirmed that Jason Ferguson had never had such a licence. Despite this, on the stamp deal, Francis made it clear to me that Jason had done all the work, and he hadn't been involved.
People can check me phone statements because I wasn't involved.
But Francis was the only one with a licence, so Jason was breaking FIFA rules.
I said I wasn't. I didn't do any of the negotiation.
Agents have to file paperwork with the authorities to show that a licensed agent did the deal. But Jason didn't have a licence, so what did Elite put down on the paperwork? As he explained, Francis simply put his name down on the form. I was surprised by this answer. Wasn't that against the rules? Not according to Francis. He claimed there was no problem.
As long as there's a licence agent's name on it and that person is the person who got paid or his company got paid, then that's what the rules say.
Wrong. The FIFA regulations don't say that. To act on a deal, Jason needed his own licence. Elite have put false information on an official FIFA form. Elite's explanation for Jason not having a licence has been that he just looks after the company's TV side, but many in football dispute this.
I think it's a party line that's spun, but I mean, we all know that Jason's connections obviously couldn't be better at Manchester United. He's got a direct line to his dad, and obviously he can make deals happen and get access that other people can't possibly do.
Are the vast sums of money paid out on transfers like Stam necessary? Being an agent would appear on the outside to be a pretty simple job. You get a player, negotiate his contract, and help him get a good club if he wants a transfer. But agents have become very unpopular in Britain with many in football. One view is that there are just too many, wielding far too much power in the game. Jake Duncan is a tour manager for Westlife, but he used to work as a football agent. After 20 years in the pop business, he thought he could put to use some of what he'd learnt in music. But he found the football world like the Wild West.
I think one of the underlying problems in this whole agency business is greed. Why are the clubs paying these guys so much money?
The revelations from the Stam deal had made me want to find out what Jason had been up to before that. Jason originally started in TV, where he ended up as a director of live football matches. It didn't pay enough. As a football agent, at least he could take advantage of his football contacts. He began working at Latitude, a sports agency in Manchester. Once there, Jason was very eager to get on with things. Against the wishes of his fellow directors, he sent out a fax advertising soon-to-be-released United youth players. This was reckless. It immediately alerted the football world for the first time to Jason's connections to United business. Alex Ferguson was said to be promoting Jason's services within the club. According to youth players at that period, Sir Alex would point out that Jason was available if they needed an agent, although sometimes he was more insistent. Agents like Jake Duncan have a low opinion of this practice.
What's a young player thinking now when he's got Alex Ferguson across the table and Alex Ferguson's quietly or even pointedly advising that he use the service of his son? I think that poor boy's crapping himself.
So keen to make up for that save.
One of United's best prospects, Wes Brown, the England defender, also came under pressure to join Jason. Brown resisted the pressure. He already had an agent. After a year in the business, Jason was known to be impatient with progress at Latitude. He wanted to get moving and do bigger deals.
We've been investigating Jason's first United deal. Manchester United paid his company £50,000. They didn't think it was worth looking at as part of their review, but we did.
The player in question was accident-prone Italian goalkeeper Massimo Taibbi. He was famously fired after an appalling howler against Matt Letizia, which ended his career at Old Trafford. Just to show the Taibbi goal, the Premier League want thousands of pounds, so I found a way to do it on the cheap. Matt will do it for a monkey.
This is Letizia. Parhas goes left. Oh, it's in! It's gone straight through Taibbi, and Matt Letizia has scored one of the most bizarre goals of his Southampton career. And look at this from Taibbi. It goes straight through him for one of the goalkeeping clangers that he'll want to forget. Taibbi must wish the ground would swallow him up. Oh dear.
That did for Taibbi. He was sold to Italian club Regina. Jason's company took a cut. But just like with the Stam deal, the same old question comes up.
So what did they do for the money?
Up to now, no one has been able to find out exactly what happened in this deal. So I went to Milan to meet Taibbi's agent, Fabio Parisi. Perhaps he could explain Jason's role.
Jason Ferguson's company was paid for that deal. Does that surprise you?
Yes, I know from you right now that happened. Jason was not involved in the deal, so the deal has been made straight between me and Regina and Man Utd, so that's it.
Despite his initial surprise at the payment to Latitude, Mr. Parisi was careful to put forward a number of possible reasons why Jason was paid.
Probably in this way, United needs Jason Ferguson help in this deal for something else that was not discussing the transfer or the contract of the player.
I went to check with the buying club Regina. Once again, they've never spoken about the deal. We had asked the chairman on the phone, and he said he had no contact with Jason or anyone from Latitude. But we went to Regina just to double check.
No, non conosco, l'unico Ferguson che conosco così da lontano e ne apprezzo le qualità e le capacità è Mr. Ferguson che invito a venire a Reggio Calabria a comprare 2 calciatori della Regina. Altri non conosco.
So both Italians are saying that they've never spoken to Jason or anyone from Latitude. This transfer was outside the scope of United's review. But we know they weren't jumping for joy about Jason's company being paid £50,000. Is it because it was difficult to establish what they'd done for the money? So how much would £50,000 mean to a club like York City?
One deal we looked at involved a £50,000 payment to an agency, and that agency didn't seem to do much. What could you do with £50,000?
Oh, I mean, £50,000 would buy York City a 20-goal-a-season striker that would have kept us up in the Football League. I mean, that's how much sums of money like that mean to York City. Every penny counts for us.
Back in Manchester, Jason Ferguson had now been in the agent game for 2 years, but he wasn't happy with progress at Latitude. So he left. Jason wanted to break into the big time, and he needed a new partner. There was someone on hand to help.
Well, baby, what I couldn't do with plenty of money and you, in spite of the worry that money...
Enter our old friend, Monaco-based football agent Mike Morris, a man who landed a £750,000 jackpot on the Stam deal. Morris had come a long way from his origins as a used tyre dealer in Bolton. He was a man who could bring in the big deals. But was he a wise choice of business associate for the son of Sir Alex Ferguson? He used to have a very successful relationship with Sunderland, but the club now seek to avoid doing business with him. They fell out over David Bellion's transfer from Sunderland to Manchester United. Sunderland claimed Bellion was illegally approached by United. They described United's tactics on this deal as despicable and arrogant. Morris and Elite were both implicated in the row.
Hey, what? I don't think so.
It was probably fear of controversy like this which originally led Sir Alex Ferguson to warn Jason off any contact with Morris when he first wooed Jason during the Latitude period. Initially, Jason was as uncertain as his father. But Morris persevered. Jason was still reluctant. But eventually, his desire for the big deals finally overcame his reservations. After all, Morris was a big player who could broker major transfer deals.
Get a load of that.
And Jason liked that.